This Printify automation tool does all the work for you. Yes, that sounds like clickbait, but we'll take a look at how it works and you can see for yourself. This is a tool called the Bulk POD Product Creator, and it basically allows you to automate the creation of your print-on-demand products. What we're going to do here, I'm going to show you how it works, how to set up and run your automated operations, how to connect it to your store, and we're basically going to use this to create some products in bulk for our print-on-demand store, completely automated, 100% on autopilot. Step 1, select your image files. Pretty straightforward. We're going to go choose files. I have this folder here, my artwork images, these beautiful and glorious images. We're just going to select them all, open, and we have 45 images selected. Next, we're going to make sure our settings are set up for what we need. In the case of my store, what I'm doing here is creating canvas art products. So for me, it's important to make sure that the images, if they vary in size or dimensions or whatever, I want to make sure that they take up the full canvas area, because you don't want to send a customer a product where there's just like white space or whatever where the artwork doesn't fit. So I'm going to use this setting here, which is stretch images to fit print areas. There is another option, preserve image aspect ratios. Let's say you have maybe images with text or whatever it is, like text on t-shirts or something. If you want to make sure that your images don't get stretched to where like the text would be distorted or stretched or whatever, in that case you can use this option to retain your original image aspect ratio. In the case of my store, we're going to use this to make it perfectly fit the print area each time. It also can upscale images to high resolution and 300 dpi automatically for each of the images. Now this is important for print quality, because, you know, if your images are on the smaller side, you don't want to send customers like a garbage ass, blurry, pixelated image or whatever. And I think Printify even, it'll just block product creation. So if you come here and if you have a crappy low resolution image, if it's low enough, I don't even think they'll let you save and ship out the product, because they just know customers are upset so often and you'll have returns and stuff like that. So what this tool does is it actually automatically upscales all of your images to the target size needed to be 300 dpi for the products you're creating. So that's pretty useful because it saves you the extra work and effort of doing that. It just does it automatically for each one of the images in your folder. Step 2, select your example product. Now this is where you actually connect this tool to your Printify store and then select an example product to use as a sort of template or a role model to create more of. So here on my store, I have a template product that I made, which is basically just the type of product I want to do, where, you know, I have the variants, I have it set up the way I want to, all of this listing information, whatever you want, tags, shipping profile, prices, all of this information. Basically, you can just set up a product where it's like, this is the ideal product that I want to make, and I want to just make a lot more of these products for each of the images that I've selected here. So first we'll connect it to our store. You can just come here, connect another store, Printify API key. This I have saved to my clipboard already, so I'm just going to paste it in here. But if you don't know where to get this, you can just come to your account section here, down at the bottom, connections, and right here is where you can basically generate an API token. So what API tokens do, this basically allows other software tools to connect with your Printify store and perform certain actions on your store. So this is obviously needed to, you know, connect the tool to your store so that it can generate the products, get the information, create the products, upload the images, and so forth. So basically all you need to do is come to this section, just generate an API token that connects with your store. They'll give you a little code that you can copy, and then you just take that and you just paste it in here for your Printify API key. There's also a link here. You can just click this link and I think it actually takes you directly to that page. But yeah, either way, that's where you go for that. Next, we'll need to input the Printify store ID so that it knows what store to create the products for. So this can be found on your orders page URL. So you can just come here, go to orders, and this is the little segment that you want to copy here. This little section before orders, after store, you just take this here, copy that, Printify store ID, and it's just this little section here, paste it in here. Boom, our store is connected. We are good to go. Last thing we need to do in this section is just select our example product to use. So we'll go select another product. This here we find on the URL of the product page for the specific product that we want to use as our template, basically. So we'll come to the My Product section here. I have this one that I created earlier, canvas art template product. I'm going to open this up and we're going to copy this little string right here. This is what we need. So not the whole URL, just this little section before the question mark, after the slash here. You take that, and that's basically a unique ID that this product has. and this will allow this tool to get the information about this product so that it knows, cool, he wants to make canvas art, he wants to do these variants, you know, there's this information about the prices, all that information, all that good stuff. So that's all good. This is set up. Really, the last step here is just set up the rules for our new product creation events, and then we're good to go. So product titles, descriptions, and tags each have their own section. We'll start with the titles. You can either, number one, use your image file names if you already in advance named your images to where each of the images has, you know, maybe you already typed out a name or whatever, or there's something specific that you want it to be named. Cool, you can just use the image names that you already have set up. Or if you want to generate SEO optimized images that are unique to each of your images, this tool actually uses AI image recognition to basically look at each of your images, and it basically generates an accurate SEO optimized description of each of your images, which is very cool. So we're going to use this for our operation because my images are just named like abstract arts, astronomy art, blah, blah, blah. So I want to make sure that I have accurate SEO optimized products. Max words per AI generated title. I'll just leave this at 5. I think that's fine. And then there's a little section here where if you want, you can include custom text in each title. So I'm going to do this for my products because I'm making canvas art. Canvas wall arts is what I'm making on my store. Whoopsie daisy. I'll make sure to add a little space before it. And this shows you sort of the format down here of what your setup looks like. So title template, AI generated title plus the custom text. If you want, you can flip it using this arrow if you wanted to do something like canvas wall art at the front, like that. And then it would be the AI generated part. But for what I'm doing, I'm going to actually do the reverse of it because what I want is the product specific title at the front, and then at the back half is where I want this other part of it here. So I'm just going to say canvas wall art. Flip it here like that, and then boom. So this would be an example full moon landscape it might come up with, and then there's this little part at the end. So canvas wall art, that's important for SEO. If someone goes to Google, they type canvas wall art, you know, I'm looking for a full moon landscape canvas wall art scene. They type that into Google, boom, this is set up to be SEO optimized to where it's more likely to show up for a very specific query that an optimal customer would be looking for, basically. So this is good. This is basically the format for what I want my titles to look like. We're going to come down to product descriptions next. You can either, the default is just copy from the example product, or you can use the AI image recognition, which in my case, that's what I want to do, because basically for each one of these images, I want there to be a longer form description that just has a bunch of accurate text that describes like the mood, the colors, the style of artwork and stuff like that. Because again, if somebody's, you know, searching online and they're looking for a certain specific artwork piece, like, hey, I want an astronaut skateboarding. I want an astronaut on a motorcycle or whatever. If you include that in your description, it obviously makes it so they're more likely to find your specific product and be like, bingo, bitch, that's perfect, exactly what I'm looking for. And so I'm going to basically set up my operations to where the AI image recognition does this for each one of my products, and it's going to be totally unique, distinct, and accurate for each of the products, and that'll just help with driving more traffic, generating more sales. Include custom HTML in each description. This is optional here. This is something you can include if you have like a segment of your description where it's something like this. This is just sort of the default one, but if you have like information about the product generally, where it's like, this is a canvas gallery wrap, you know, here's the weights, here's the materials that it's made of, whatever, you know, like general product specific stuff. If you want that included with each of your products, you can come here, flip to this little source code section. You just click this little arrow, and you want to copy the HTML itself. And so what that allows it to do is if you have unique formatting, like bullet points or whatever stuff, it'll basically retain all of that. And it'll include it in each of your new created products. So we're going to do that for the ones that we're making here, just because we want the information about, like, you know, customers might be curious about, hey, is there a backing on this product? You know, what's the size or whatever it is. So we're just going to include that for each of our products, and that's going to be standard. You can decide if you want that to be at the front or if you want the AI generated part. I'm going to do this because for SEO purposes, I think it's a little better to have this at the front. You know, if they're searching for like the, you know, classy beaver portrait or whatever, that's more important for what they're searching for than like, hey, canvas art materials or dimensions or whatever. This is a more specific query, so I want this to appear higher up in the description because it might give me a little edge with SEO purposes. So this is how I'm going to set up my descriptions, and it's going to do that for each one of the products. If you want, I think you can customize the number of paragraphs for the description. Just one is fine. I just want like, you know, a general concise description of what it is, the mood, what it features, what it looks like, and so we're just going to leave it like that. And the last section here is product tags. You can either copy from the example product or you can generate using the AI image recognition. I'm going to use this once again because just for SEO purposes, you know, I want there to be accurate tags: animal portrait, classy animal, wildlife, funny artwork, whatever it is. I want to make sure that's included in the tags for each product. So if people are searching on my store, you know, you want to be able to group stuff by collection and stuff like that. That basically makes it so that the AI will just do that for you. Max number of generated tags, I'm just going to say 20, that's fine. And then you also have the option down here if you want to add specific tags of your own. So I'm going to do that just to make sure this canvas wall art gets included. Canvas arts, wall decor, home decor, and wall art. I think that should be good. Just separate each one by a comma, and you know, however many tags you put in here. This is more like for each of my products, I want to make sure it at least has these tags. So it'll do the AI generated ones, which is sort of like specific to each product. Then for each product, it'll also give you the more generic ones like canvas wall art, canvas art, wall decor. So again, this is useful for SEO purposes and also for building up collections on your store where, you know, if you have a Shopify store, you can make collections that are based on tags, and you can set up rules where it's like, hey, if a product has the tag canvas art, I want you to group it into the canvas art section. If it has poster, I want you to group it into the wall posters section, and so forth. So this is how we're going to set this up. Everything is good to go at this point. We selected our images, we set up our settings, we connected our store, we selected the example product, and finally we said for each one of my created products, follow these rules, and this is what I want each of my products to look like. So at this point, all we need to do is click create my products and initializing your operation, and here it goes. So in the background, this is doing a lot of stuff. Number one, it's obviously upscaling, resizing your images to the size needed for each of your variants. So even if you have different variants selected, like one is 20 by 30 and one is a slightly different aspect ratio or whatever, if stretch images to fit is selected, it'll create a unique, distinct image for each of those variants, so that it's not like, oh, you use the one image and it fits perfectly for this, but it's screwed up for this one. As long as this is selected, it should go through for each of your variants and create a unique image that perfectly fits the different variants, even if there's a different aspect ratio. So that's pretty useful as well. Then it's uploading the images to your Printify store. It's passing it through the AI image recognition to generate the text outputs, you know, the product titles, the descriptions, the tags, and all that stuff. And in the background, it's just creating the products here for us. We'll go ahead and refresh, see what we got. Well, let's take a look-see. Pop a couple of these bad boys open. Ribboned identity, fragmented identity. So we'll start with this one. This is just what the AI came up with, ribboned identity. It included that canvas wall art part, so this is great for SEO. You can just crank stuff out, gives you accurate descriptions of the artwork piece itself, and then it gives you the more general information about the product category that you're creating. You know, the same variants that we had in our template, that carried over. We'll step into it real quick. As you can see, high resolution, 300 dpi, fits perfectly in alignment with our settings and stuff, so everything is good. We'll go ahead and go back here. And then this is the AI generated part here. This striking abstract portrait showcases a face deconstructed into flowing, colorful ribbons of paint. The image features a mesmerizing blend of warm and cool tones, including oranges, reds, blues, and greens, creating a dynamic and visually arresting composition. Blah, blah, blah. And it just goes on. And it basically just describes the mood, the colors, and it really does a shockingly accurate job. It's actually really cool, the state of technology with AI, where it can just, you know, these tasks that previously you would have to sit here and just type this description. Oh, I got to describe the mood of the artwork piece. This abstract artwork piece is a stunning present, and you would just sit here and just spend all this time doing it. You can just pass it through the AI image recognition tool, and it just does this automatically for you. So great for SEO, great for people searching for, you know, a specific style of artwork. I'm looking for abstract, wavy portraits of faces or whatever, and it just includes all that in there for you. So that's very cool. And then this is the section at the bottom. If you remember, we had that HTML section that we wanted to include, so that got included in there as well. And it looks good. This is ready to rock and roll. If you wanted, you could separate this out. You could add like a little custom thing here, include this as part of your HTML, and you could just copy this over, and you could have, the spacing between the two things. Finally, we'll come down to the tags. We have the default ones we included: canvas wall art, canvas art, wall decor, that's all in there as well. And then this is the artwork image specific tags that were created: abstract portrait, colorful ribbons, deconstructed face, warm tone, surrealism. So again, a really good job of accurately describing the artwork image itself, what is actually contained in the image, the style, the mood. It really does an outstanding job, and it just saves a ton of time. Because if I was sitting here having to, I have to have a goddamn art degree to think of all these terms, and it just does it automatically for you on autopilot, totally automated, saves a ton of time on this. And, if you're just creating one or just a couple products, you might say, okay, no big deal, I'll just type a couple descriptions. But if you're creating a lot of products, if you're doing, dozens, maybe even hundreds of products, the time savings of just being able to automate this, do it automatically, create perfect products each time where it just perfectly fits the images, and, it just carries all your settings over and everything's just set up perfectly. The time savings can just be truly enormous. We'll come here, this one here, fragmented identity, that's what I came up with. This striking surrealist artwork combines elements of portraiture and abstract design to create a visually arresting image. A figure wearing a dark fedora hat and turtleneck sweater is depicted with their face segmented by vibrant, colorful bands that slice horizontally across their features. That is a goddamn accurate description. Like, I think if I sat here for 30 minutes, I don't think I could type a better description than that. Because, number one, it would just get boring to just be sitting here racking my brain to accurately use all these, art terms and stuff like that. It would take me forever to do this. And just the idea of sitting here and typing this out, and, you need a fucking art degree to be able to do all these descriptions and stuff, I feel like. So very cool that it just does this on autopilot for you. Again, we have the tags, surrealism, bold design, unconventional portraits. Again, very accurate, good stuff for SEO purposes, whatever people are searching for, grouping stuff into, collections based on tags. Again, very helpful and saves a ton of time. So we're going to pop back to our products here, and we'll just take a look at the progress. As you can see, it's just cranking away in the background. It's just creating all this stuff: geometric identity, retro tech head, cuboid crown, concrete thoughts. It just, in my opinion, it just does a really good job of generating like solid titles for art pieces. Concrete thoughts, like that's a dope name for this artwork piece. Like that's solid. Again, the description is just totally on point. Thought-provoking visual, vibrantly colored striped shirts, head replaced by an abstract geometric structure. It just, the AI totally understands what it's seeing, and it just describes it with such a level of accuracy, using all these, technical terms and stuff. To me, it's really impressive, the state of the technology with all of this. Now, one thing you will notice about using this tool is it does take a little bit of time to create each product. If I had to estimate it to maybe like, 15 to 30 seconds per product or whatever. So it does take a little bit of time, but it's completely automated. It's not like you have to be sitting here twiddling your thumbs waiting for it to do it. You can just set up the operation, click run, and it just does all this in the background. And in terms of what it's doing doing a lot of sweaty computer stuff, like upscaling images to ultra high resolution, creating multiple images for your different variants if you have different aspect ratios, passing the images through the AI image recognition multiple times to get, the different inputs, the titles, the tags, the descriptions, uploading the images, creating the products, getting the info about the example products. It's doing a lot of stuff that you don't have to spend your time doing, and that's really the key point. Like, it might take 30 seconds per product, but, you just run the operation and you can just go do some other stuff. You can just go get some lunch, take a nap, work on other parts of the business, watch television, go watch a movie. You can just do whatever you want, and it's time that you don't have to spend sitting here, manually typing this and racking your brain to come up with the perfect SEO-optimized description, and spending all this time coming in and clicking around. Oh, I gotta find, where is the posters? I gotta come here. I gotta find this. What am I doing? Am I doing canvas art? I'm in the wrong fucking section. I gotta come back here. Where is it? Canvas. Okay, I gotta come here, find this. What was the brand name? Oh shit, I can't remember. I gotta look that up. Okay, it's this one. I'll come here. I gotta start designing. I gotta select my variants. Fuck, what were the sizes I'm doing again? Okay, I think it's this one. I think it's this one. Pretty sure it's this one. Take this out. Now I gotta find my image. I gotta come here. I gotta upload. I gotta do this. Got to make sure it's sized correctly. I got to make sure my settings are good. Really just the process of doing all of this manually, just these repetitive, tedious, robotic, monotonous tasks, coming in, clicking around, doing this, saving the product, coming in here, typing the text inputs. I got to pick this. I got to save my selection. I got to come here. I got to set the prices. I got to type the tags. I got to type the description. I got to do all this shit manually. You know, the hours of time that you would be spending doing this for each of your products, you can just set this up, click a button, and it just does all the work for you. Anyway, check it out, Bulk POD Product Creator. I'll probably post a link in the comments and description as well. You could probably just Google it and find it that way as well. It's a very useful tool, saves a ton of time. Time that you can now spend on the parts of your business that you enjoy working on and the parts of the business that actually get you paid. Instead of coming here, clicking around, doing all this tedious work, you can just automate this process, have this stuff done on autopilot, and, focus your time and efforts on the stuff that gets you paid, on marketing your products, on customer service, and all that good stuff. So thanks for watching. Make sure to drop a like and comment for that YouTube algorithmic engagement action to help push this video to more people who might benefit from seeing it. And that's all I got. So thanks, guys. Later.